Optimal methods of input for pedagogic engineering software. Computer simulations are commonly employed to teach intuitive causal engineering relationships, yet there is little research regarding what aspects make such simulations maximally pedagogically effective. This paper investigates how the discrete versus continuous nature of user input, such as moving a dial versus typing a parameter, affects actual learning as well as the user-perceived learning. The n=91 cohort size was not sufficient to establish statistical differences at the alpha=0.05 level, but at alpha=0.1 it was observed that simulations using continuous input caused students to learn more effectively, and that students who used continuous input methods believed, following their use, that continuous input learning methods were more effective than discrete input learning methods. Surprisingly, an inverse correlation was found between objectively measured student understanding and subjectively rated student belief of their own subject mastery. In other words, students who used continuous input simulations believed they were better teaching tools in general, even though they believed their specific learning was inadequate. Computer demonstrations and simulations are well-researched tools for teaching. Resources such as the Guide to Simulation Games for Education and Training have existed for half a century, and numerous studies have investigated the value of interactive simulations in the engineering and mathematical academic setting. For example, the ubiquity of mobile computing devices, the rise of massive open online courses, MOOC, and changes as textbook publishers embrace electronic media have further spurred the use of simulations as an important method to provide an intuitive, self-guided understanding of quantitative cause and effect relationships. Such simulations may use discrete methods to interact with them, such as setting simulation parameters, pressing a calculate button and observing the results, or they may employ a continuous method of interaction, such as dragging a slider and observing in real time how the results are affected. Although demonstrations using continuous input methods are considerably more difficult to program, no studies have attempted to quantify the pedagogical benefits, if any, of adopting one manner of user interaction over the other. The data show a larger student cohort than 91 is needed to determine if the central hypothesis can be proven, that application programs whose inputs are continuously variable and have constantly updated outputs provide a more effective learning tool than applications that provide discrete inputs and push-to-update outputs. Specifically, greater numbers of students will need to be tested using the applications reported in this paper to determine if statistically significant differences can be reached. Further, several different applications will need to be designed to determine if the results reported in this study can be generalized, since it is possible that certain topics are inherently better suited to continuous versus discrete simulation. Initial data suggest that differences in student learning between these modalities do indeed exist, and that although student self-assessment is a poor tool, it may be helpful to include subjective assessments both before and after the objective assessment. If larger subsequent studies show significant and generalizable difference occur between pedagogical applications that use continuous graphical inputs and constantly updated outputs rather than text box inputs and push-to-update output methods, it may have an impact on future pedagogical engineering simulation designs. This important article is authored by the following scientists: Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel BP International to watch more videos in the fields of science, technology, and medicine.